Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're new here, well, welcome in. This is the Gilded Leaf, a space for tea, soul work, and plant wisdom, for the quiet conversations that live beneath the surface. Wherever you're listening from, I invite you to settle in, put your earpods or headphones in, and take a breath. And come on, join me for a few moments of gentle reflection. Hi, I'm Bridget, the writer and voice behind the Gilded Leaf. And if we're sitting together right now, this is the part where I slide you a warm cup of tea, take a breath, and say, okay, here's my truth. The truth is that I'm a leaf lover, a tea drinker, and honestly, I drink tea all day long, every day, 365 days a year. Tea has always been that one constant comfort in my life, the one thing that shows up for me no matter what the season. It steadies me. It's like a big old hug. I guess it's the daily ritual of boiling water, steeping leaves, pausing long enough to notice myself. Yeah, that part. That's where the good stuff lives, the milk and honey of where the Gilded Leaf was born. It began as a passion project for me, something that I could offer into my little corner of the world to build community, share education, and certainly honor the beauty of plants and the gentle ways that they help us heal. Lately, you guys, my hips have been talking to me loudly. That deep, dull ache that lives somewhere between the joints and the gut, that kind of pain that doesn't feel accidental. Anyone that's ever taken a yoga class where it hurts and the focus is all over the place, I call it the bad sit, the place where we store what we don't want to feel, where fear and grief and forward motion all seem to tangle up together. You know it. But this doesn't feel like just tight muscles from too much sitting or not enough stretching. This feels like something older, something symbolic, something asking to be listened to. So that's why I had to sit down and write this podcast tonight after a situation that just happened with me, and I'll share that with you in a minute. But I've been sitting a lot lately, writing, reflecting, thinking, circling the edges of what's next at the last few days of 2025 and the year of the snake and shedding, and moving into 2026 and the year of the fire horse, which is bold and loud, and sitting with all of this uncertainty, sitting with the fear of the unknown of what's coming up, and sitting with the questions of how to move forward when the path hasn't fully revealed itself yet. And the hips, as we all know, anatomically and energetically are about movement, right? They are the hinge between where we are and where we're going. And they carry us, well, not symbolically, but literally, they carry us forward. They support our stride. And when they tighten and when they ache, it's often because something in us is hesitating or bracing or holding something. So this is what happened to me today, and this is why I had to do this podcast tonight. I was sitting with my roommate when it happened. I had just spoken out loud, naming the pain in my hips, naming how it felt connected to this life transition that I'm standing in. We were sitting on the floor. A friend of hers had sent her a beautiful oracle deck, going through this deck that was absolutely stunning. And an oracle card leapt right out of my hands, no hesitation, no shuffling drama, just straight in my hands. As I looked down, the card read, I kid you not, moving forward, from the Lantern Oracle deck. And so I'm like, of course it did. We actually laughed because the body and the cards have a way of conspiring like that, reflecting back what we already know but aren't quite ready to fully embody. That card brought me right back to Portland. Now, for those that don't know me, I lived in Portland for about 15 years in the early to later part of 2000. And I loved it there. It was formative for me in so many ways. It's where I did my master's. It's where I fell in love with herbs. It's where I saw myself for the first time. And so to be sitting on the floor in Philadelphia and having a card that came from a beautiful soul in Portland kind of gave me this aha moment to a cycle of my life where moving forward required a leap of faith. Portland was a place of becoming for me, a place where I learned to trust the unknown, where I let myself be shaped by seasons, plants, and risk. And where here I am again years later, standing at another threshold, different landscape, same sensation. The ache in my hips feels like the echo of that remembering. The body saying, we've done this before. The body also saying, this feels scary. And so I recognize that, I sit with that, I acknowledge that. Taking a leap of faith isn't just a mental exercise. It's visceral. It lives in the tissues. It can show up as pain, as tension, as resistance. We talk about fear like it's abstract, but the body experiences it very concretely. And for me, it's showing up as hips that don't want to open easily, that ache when I sit too long, that feel guarded when I try to stretch, and it's an ouch, not just physically, but emotionally, right? And in these moments, I don't reach for herbs to fix the pain. I reach for herbs to support the conversation that the body is trying to have with me. Plants that often help soften, hold, both in the muscular and skeletal and emotional. So what's in my cup right now? Certainly are nervines, because nervines and my anxious spirit are always my first go-to. So herbs like lemon balm and chamomile to calm the nervous system that's bracing for what comes next. I've got to throw in rose to tend to my heart that's afraid of moving forward without guarantees. Maybe a little ginger and turmeric I splashed in there. Not aggressively, but gently, to bring warmth and circulation to the place that feels has gone cold with hesitation. These aren't the herbs that shove you into action. They're herbs that say, you're safe enough to move when you're ready. The hips, and we all know this, who's ever taken a yoga class, the hips don't respond well to force. Anyone who's tried to muscle their way into a deep hip opener knows that. They soften with breath, they soften with time, and they soften with trust. So in reflection of today's events, maybe that's the deeper teaching here. Moving forward doesn't always mean pushing. Sometimes it means allowing yourself to feel the fear, allowing the body to register the risk, allowing the ache to be a signal and not a flaw. That oracle card, moving forward, didn't promise ease. It didn't promise clarity. It simply acknowledged motion. Like lantern light in the dark, one step at a time. And maybe that's all the hips are asking of me right now. Not a sprint, not certainty, just permission to shift weight, to loosen the grip, to trust that the body knows how to walk into the unknown, even if it hurts a little along the way. And so, I'm listening. I'm stretching gently. I'm sipping tea, letting the pain be information, not an obstacle. Honoring the fact that moving forward is not just a thought, it's a full body experience. That part. Okay, so before we part today, I want to thank you. Thank you for being here, for listening, for showing up, for making space for the quiet things that move the heart and warm the soul. My hope here is that this feels less like a podcast and more like a shared moment, and that's my goal. Like sitting with an old friend with a warm cup of tea where nothing needs to be fixed and nothing needs to be rushed. So if something in this podcast stayed with you or softened you, ashe, I'm grateful. Because that's the milk and honey of the Gilded Leaf, creating space to pause, to listen inward, and to remember ourselves with care. So wish me luck in stretching. But as always, this is Bridget signing off, steeped in intention and offered with care.